Nice day for polar bears. We're showing our polar bear pride here this morning. Martin von Meerbach is here with the WWF Arctic Program Director. Hi, Martin, over there.
Good morning, Kurt.
Good to see you. In the middle there is Olivia, and her mom Julie is here. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good to have you. Now, we're going to talk about polar bear pride, but that's something obviously that Olivia has in a large way. Now, Olivia, how long have you loved the polar bear?
Well, I've loved it for a long time.
Right. How old are you now?
9.
9. So you've loved it pretty well most of your life, I would say.
Yeah.
That's a long time-ish. So you made these clay models, right? You like to do anything artsy with polar bears. You've got a polar bear necklace, right? You've got polar bears painted on your fingernails. Do you do those, your mom?
I did
Yeah.
those for her, yes.
Yeah, nice. You've brought a couple of polar bears. Here's one of the Coca-Cola polar bears, right? Yeah. So how did this all come about, Mom? How did Olivia start showing her pride in polar bears?
She was sitting at the table last year making little clay animals, and I came over and I said, wow, those are really good, Olivia. You should make those and use them for something good.
Right.
Put them towards a cause.
Right.
Like saving an endangered animal. And so we sat down and we Olivia's always liked polar bears.
Right.
And we wanted to choose an animal that represented Canada,
Right.
too. So
Right.
that's how we came about it.
Yeah.
So we made the little clay animals and sold them to friends and family. And
Is that right?
It's just grown from there.
And taking the money and giving it to WWF?
We donated the money to the WWF.
Well, isn't that inspiring, Martin?
It sure is. It really makes me realize how important our work is when someone like Olivia is that inspired to help us do that work. We realize we really have a responsibility to use
Right.
those funds effectively.
And it should be noted that your organization does a lot of work on behalf of polar bears and other animals that we associate with this country, right?
Right. Our work on this particular project is really around making sure there's a sustainable long-term home for polar bears in the future. And thanks to contributions from Coca-Cola, which is matching all the donations
Right.
from Olivia and other Canadians,
Right.
we're able to do the research and have the dialogue to help make that happen.
I want to show off the Coca-Cola polar bears because they've used polar bears, animated polar bears, as part of their ad campaigns in the past, but there's a strong connection with the Coca-Cola company and the polar bears, right?
And that goes back decades.
Yeah.
But now they're actually working with us to help conserve the home of real live polar bears, and we're excited about that.
I know, seeing Olivia here with her interest in polar bears and that sort of thing is very inspiring, and to see young people have that interest, I think, sparks a lot of interest in adults even, don't you think?
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Yeah? What do you think, Olivia? Like, why the polar bear? Was there anything about it that struck you? Or, I know you like the fact that you see it as part of Canada, right?
Well, me and my mom love the polar because it's really cool because it adapted to like what was happening in its like habitat.
Yeah, because there's some big questions about what's going to happen to the polar bear with various weather factors and things that are going on the planet. How else can we show, Martin, our polar bear pride? What else can we do as individuals, as groups?
Well,
we could make donations to the WWF. We could get involved, right, Martin? Is there
Yep.
other ways we can do that?
Well, I think what Olivia is doing is an inspiration to all of us, really. I think another way Canadians can get involved is one of the biggest threats to polar bears is climate change. And I think being aware and taking steps around your own life to address climate change is a big way that we can all help.
That's right. You can go to the website, right, wwf.ca, and there's /live polar bear.
It's Arctic Home is the link, and that'll take you to the site.
That'll take you there?
That'll take you to the site.
And you can find out more about it. I'm
Yeah,
real
absolutely.
proud of you, Olivia. That's fantastic. And I know you have a pretty famous uncle, eh? I heard you have a famous uncle.
Yeah.
Who's your uncle?
His name is
Soon to be.
Soon to be uncle?
soon to be.
Yeah.
His name is Brad Fritch.
Brad Fritch.
Steve Fritch is going to be her uncle, and Brad's his brother.
Brad's his brother, that's right. Good morning to Steve, and I know Brad's coming back to town shortly, so we're pretty excited about that and his golf career. Thanks for coming by, you guys.
Thank you.
Good to meet you,
Thank
Olivia.
you.
Keep doing those polar bears. I love the fingernails. They're fantastic.